keeping God. I'm talking about covenant keeping God. And the way you know him is the way he manifests himself. The name you know him is the name he operates with in your life. One thing I want you to bear in mind, even as you journey with Jesus, that the Bible will deliver to you everything you believe that is documented. If you believe that your healings are delivered via the word, you will live in divine health. If you believe the prosperity part of the gospel, you will prosper, but you may suffer health challenge. But if you choose to believe the holistic scriptures and every word as inspired of God, the Bible will deliver on the integrity of God as a covenant-keeping God. I want you to know that number one, God is a covenant-keeping God. Then I will introduce to you what a covenant means. What is covenant? Covenant is a sacred agreement. Covenant is a sacred agreement between God and man. God loves covenant. God loves men that can come into covenant with, into divine agreement, into sacred agreement with him. And God never breaks his promise. Among many things that God cannot change is that because he never lies, he never breaks his promise. He is God. There are certain things that happens in the life of a child of God that God is allowing you to go through the school of the Spirit. You have to go through the process to pass. Because if you allow you jump class in the realm of the Spirit that deals and never forget things will call him a biased God. And you know he's not biased. That's why he listened to our expression so much. This morning, in the whole, I want you to know is that there are processes, there are protocols, there are principles, there are covenants in this kingdom. If you know what it takes to lay hand on a divine agreement with God, God will always keep his own part of the deal. The problem is always men not keeping their own part. Last week we saw the life of a maiden, a woman that was barren. Her name is Hannah. Her husband's name is Elkanah. This woman has been barren, and her co-wife Penina has been using that challenges in her life to mock her. But this woman has been in church year in, year out. This woman has gone to the mountain of Shiloh year in, year out. This woman has offered sacrifice year in, year out. Because we learn from 1 Samuel chapter 1 from verse 1 downward that Elkanah, their husband, used to give them portion of sacrifice year in, year out. It means Hannah has been given sacrificially, but her trouble, her challenges was looking at her as mountain that refused to move. But suddenly, Hannah appeared in a particular Shiloh, and she remembered that this God is not just a collector. This God is a covenant-keeping God. Why not enter a covenant with him? And she changed her narrative. She changed her prayer point and said, Lord, I vow a vow that if only you will give me a boy child, I will give him back to you. This is a deal. Lord, deal or no deal. 1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 10 and 11. That's where we are starting reading from. 1 Samuel chapter 1, verse number 10 and 11. Say, I vow, if you give me the boy child, I will bring him back as a loan. Let's read on. Yes. She was in bitterness of heart, and she prayed unto the Lord, and she wept sore. Yes. She vowed a vow. Another word for it that she entered covenants. Let's read her vow gently. She said, O Lord of hosts, if you will indeed look on the affliction of your handmaiden and remember me, and not forget thy handmaid, but will give unto thy handmaid, your daughter, your son, a man child. Not just give me a child, give me a specific gender child. If you give me that child, I will give him back to you all the days of his life. And then there shall be no razor upon his head. There is a covenant of service and a covenant of Nazareth. I'm going to be listing covenant for you. The first covenant I want you to see here is a covenant of service. She said, if you give me this child, I will bring him back to your house, and the boy will serve in the temple as a priest, as a steward, as your servant all the days of his life. Covenant of service. All the days of his life, this boy will serve. And once I bring him, I will not take him back. And second covenant that Hannah mentioned is that I will make sure that no razor come upon him. His consecration, his Nazareth. We saw that Nazareth in the life of Samson. When the angel appeared to the wife, the mother of Samson, he said, you will be with a child, you will have a child, and he will be the Savior, and he will be a Nazareth. Therefore, you will stop taking alcohol, stop taking wine. And then once you give birth to that child, no razor should come upon his head. When it came to the time of John the Baptist, it was the same Nazareth covenant. I'm going to be listing 3 key covenants for you, but the first covenant is a covenant of service. She said, if you give me this child, I will give him to you to serve all the days of his life. And no blood will come upon his head. And I can imagine her concluding her prayer and say, Lord, deal or no deal. There are requests on the altar. And I'm introducing to you the God that is a covenant-keeping God, and he's the one that will do it. But I believe, God, that when you listen to me very well in the course of this preaching, teaching, you will understand that there are covenants that when you are entering them, you don't enter them with emotion. If you sit down here and we say, you are trusting God for a job. If God give you a job, now what will you say? The whole of my salary I will give church. That's emotion speaking. That's someone that have not yet got. The day you see the first alert, won't see you in church. Not even first fruits. Not even tithe. Won't see you. But that time that you are in need, you say, Lord, if only you will give me work. All I want, I just want to be working kawaii. My younger brother, when he got scholarship, that's 2009. 2009. He was given a scholarship take of 150,000 naira then. I said, oh, we are going to remove the tithe of this money. As his big brother, I said, we are going to remove the tithe of this money, which is 10%, and it's what? 15,000. He said, no. He has told God that if God help him pass and he's shortlisted among the awardee, he will give God 50%. I wasn't aware when he made that covenant. Can I tell you there's something God does not turn away from? When he see a genuine covenant. When he see a sincere vow. He tell you it's a deal. But most time, the problem is not him, because he is a covenant-keeping God. It's us that easily forget. So I give you caution. Anytime you are entering a covenant with Jehovah, try to separate the covenant deal from your emotion. There is a man in the Bible, his name is Jephthah. The man was a mighty man of valor, but he was born to a strange woman. He was born to a harlot. His mother is a harlot. So his stepbrothers and his father's house gang up and say, you, father went and did chua outside and gave birth to you. Leave our father's house. And they chase him out. And he's a mighty man, very skillful in war. And he was chased out of Israel. When Amorites, the people of Ammon, came on a warfare against the Israelites, they know that nobody could go to war unless they inform Jephthah. And Jephthah had been sent out of the house. So they gathered the elders and they went, Jephthah of Gilead, and they went and they were begging him. He said, me that you hated me, and you say I'm a child of a strange woman, I'm born to a harlot, and you chase me out, I can't go back and fight for you. He said, come and become our leader. He said, I can't go. They begged him. He said, okay, give me a deal, give me your word. What is it that if I come and I fight the battle indeed, and we won the battle, what do you think will be my reward? You will not turn back on me tomorrow and say, you chase me out again. He said, let it be a witness between us and God, that as we make you leader of us to go into this world, even when the war is over, you will become our leader for life. And they went into war with the Amorites. And the Amorites were killing the Israelites. Jephthah went to God and said, Lord, deal or no deal, as I lead these guys to war, if you give me victory and we conquer them, I vow a vow. Let's read from scripture. Judges chapter 11. Because of time, Judges 11 verse 30 to 35. Yes. 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 Mm. 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 Is that 30? 30. 30 to 35, yes. And Jephthah, have you heard when the Bible say, and Hannah vow a vow? Now, and Jephthah vow a vow. I am telling you, there is one prayer point that God does not turn back from when he see a vow. And I'm challenging someone that if you have a good understanding of this, and if there are troubles in your life that have persisted, you fasted, you prayed, and it looks as if they are still looking at you. If only you can vow a vow to this God. But avoid emotion. And Jephthah vow a vow. I'm trying to show you the vow that is full of emotion here. Go ahead. Unto the Lord. And he said, yes, without failing, if you deliver the children of Ammon to my hand, then as I return from the war, anything that first come out of my house gates, I will give it to you as a sacrifice. Anything that step out of my house to welcome me, I will give him. It's like saying, Lord, if you give me job, the whole of the first 1 year salary, I will give it to you. These are heavy commitments. And if you leave me, I will say it's emotion. It's emotion that is speaking. You want me to tell you the secret of the one that can easily be done? Lord, if you give me this job, I will do my best that nothing will take me out of service in your vineyard. It's more important to God than the money. You know what the Bible says in Haggai chapter 2 verse 8? It says, silver is mine, gold is mine, says the Lord. He's not after your money. He's more concerned about your heart. He said, if I give you a job with an NGO and they begin to pay you 1.5 million naira, they can send you an assignment on Sunday morning and you don't even need to take excuse from pastor because you feel you are the highest contributor to the church. And God is saying, no, I can do without you. I am the one that give you that. But you allow that job to take you out of church. I am more interested in you making heaven than you making money on the earth. He will keep you where you are so that you can come to church early. Jephthah vow a vow. I want to compare the vow of Hannah and that of Jephthah. The vow of Hannah is a vow of service. If you give me this child, I will give him back to you to serve all the days of his life. And as he served, I will make sure he served as a Nazareth. he served with his consecration intact. Because the children of Eli were on the altar assisting their father and misusing the women that come to offer sacrifice on the altar. And Jehovah is saying, who can come in to remedy this dilemma? And the woman appears someone and say, if only you can trust me and give me this child, I will give him to you. Anna did not say, I will give you all the children that come through my womb. I will give you the first one. Can I tell you? It's easier to say, Lord, I've been carrying brown envelope. I've moved into different offices. They have been turning me down. If only without failing, you will give me job with this NGO. If only without failing, you will give me job with this organization. It doesn't matter the pressure of my head. My first salary, I will drop it for you. It's like Hannah saying, the first thing that come out of my womb is yours. And when she dropped Jehovah's own, the additional 5 came. But imagine if Hannah said, if you give me anything you give me, I will bring all of them to the house. When Samuel was dropped and Samuel is doing well, and she saw the second born came, because the Bible says she also have other 3 sons and 2 daughters. And she see other ones come, it will be like, should I fulfill, should I not? Jephthah said, if only you give me victory in this war without failing, Jehovah, I will give you whatsoever that come out of my house first. Usually people prioritize the first because they know God is interested in the first. I said that to tell you, God is a covenant-keeping God. When Jephthah was making that, I can imagine the voice of heaven saying, you know you are dealing with a covenant-keeping God. He will keep his own part of the deal. The problem will be you. And can I tell you, Jephthah has only one child, only one daughter. Read down. Maybe he was thinking as he's coming out, one goat will come out. Or one dog will come out of the house. Or one chicken will run out. Or were you thinking his wife was the one that would run out? No, imagine when he was making that commitment. Maybe he did not consider the consequences. Maybe he thought Jehovah is not a covenant-keeping God and he just make a careless. He make a harsh commitment. Covenant is commitment. And God is committed to keeping his part of the deal. One prayer that all through scriptures God never turned from is when he see a covenanted prayers. God is saying, I can actually give you that opening that you are asking me for. But if you go there, you will go and destroy lives and destiny. And while you are entering a covenanted prayer, I want you to know that God sees the heart. It's not your mouth. And I want you to know that when Hannah was entering her covenant prayer with God, the Bible said Priest Eli came into the temple and was sitting by the door, and he saw this woman on the altar making an utterance, praying. Her mouth was moving, but nothing was heard. But I told you that the prayer was louder in her heart. God picked the prayer from her heart. Covenant prayer are first picked from the heart. And there are prayers that God cannot but keep them. God cannot but answer them. If only you give me victory, I vow. Read on. When I return in peace to my house, anything that first come out shall surely be the Lord's own. And anything that come out, I will keep that thing on an altar of offering and I will burn it. Now, from that language, what do you think he was thinking? Read, which of the goats came out? Let's read.
So Jephthah passed over unto the children of Ammon
Yes.
to fight against them.
Yes.
And the
Lord delivered them into his hand because the Lord saw covenant. He had a vow. And he said, I'm a covenant-keeping God. Once I see vow, I respond. Read on.
And he smote them from Arrowhead.
He smote them.
Even till thou come to Nineveh, even 20 cities and unto the plain.
See the impacts. See the victories. Read on.
A very great slaughter.
Yes, great slaughter.
The children
Yes.
And Jephthah came to Mizpeh.
Yes. That's where his house is located, Mizpeh.
And
Behold, his daughter came out to meet him. With what?
with timbrels and
Celebrating his victory and dancing the victory.
and she was his only child.
She was his only child.
Beside her he had neither son
Beside her, he had neither son nor daughter. Read on.
and it 35. And it came to pass
And it came to pass
when he saw her
when he saw her,
that he rent his clothes
he teared his garments
and said,
and said,
Alas,
Alas, my daughter,
thou hast brought me very low.
thou hast brought me very low.
Thou art one of them that trouble me.
Oh,
For I have opened
I have opened
my mouth
my mouth unto the Lord.
that I cannot go back.
Sit down. I'm telling you about a covenant keeping God, God that keeps his part of the deal. And if only you will enter deal with him, he will keep his deal. I've shown you Hannah entering deal with him. I've shown you Jephthah entering deal with God. God kept the part of Hannah. God kept that of Jephthah. And when it came to the time of Jacob, God kept the deal between him and Jacob. He will keep your own. But be careful so that you don't make a harsh vow. Be careful so that you don't make a vow before God full of emotion. Child of God, if all you are trusting God for is husband, if only you can make a vow. I stand on this altar, I lie not to tell you, God will give you a husband. That's one secret in the kingdom. That's one secret with this God. That's one prayer God cannot turn back from. But it's good you take carefulness so that you don't make a harsh vow without carefully considering the consequences that come with vow when you did not fulfill them. Now look at one thing about vow. I'm trying to teach so that I don't shout and you do not get the message. One thing about vow is a vow is voluntarily. It's something that you do out of will. People don't supposed to put the words in your mouth. I'm not supposed to tell you, oh, make a vow that if God give you a job, you will give in first salary. If God give you a job, you will give in the first 6 months of your salary. No, I'm giving you a word. No, vow is not done that way. It's something that you enter willingly. But once you say it to God, it becomes binding. That's one thing about vow. You do it willingly, voluntarily, but once you say it, it becomes binding. Jephthah said it, and he saw this is the only child he has. And as a woman, imagine you are Jephthah's wife, and your husband went to war and came back, and he's now telling you, well, I was on the mountain, I make a vow unto God, and I say anything that come out of our house, I will give it to him as a sacrifice. And behold, while I was coming, our only daughter was the one that came to welcome me. And maybe in our present days, that girl already has master's degree. And there's one guy that is already proposing to marry her. And look at the committed husband and say, I've made a vow. And we are going to tie her hand and lay her on the bush and set it on fire because that was a vow. I will burn it unto the Lord. She was set on fire. Read down. Can you imagine you are the mother? Now, where we are, the present day we are, you need to come encounter with the reality of scriptures. Jephthah made a vow of sacrifice. Hannah made a vow of service. God answered the vow of sacrifice. He also answered the vow of service. Genesis chapter 28. I wrap up with that verse. Probably that or maybe one more and we are done. Genesis 28. Because of time, read from verse 20. That's concerning Jacob. Jacob, let me give you a background. Jacob, his brother Esau took the bad route, and then his brother was after his life. Any angle he entered, his brother is following him. And his father called him in verse 1 of that 28 and said, for that reason, I want you to live where we are and go to your mother people. Rebecca people, go to your uncle's side. You know his uncle now, Laban. Go to your uncle's side, go and stay with your uncle. And while you are with your uncle, you have my permission as a father. If you get a wife there, take wife from your mother people and marry. But never take from the Canaanite here. Never take from the people that we dwell among them. When you go to your uncle's place, you can pick wife there. That was why he was free to pick wife in his uncle's house. And while Jacob was running away with the father's blessing, the father said, I bless you. Your journey will prosper. Your journey will succeed. After the father's blessing, Jacob was journeying through the night, and he came and it was late, and he found a stone, and he picked the stone and pillowed his head and slept there. Just to wake up in the night, he has a revelation, and he see a ladder connecting to heaven, angels ascending and descending from that same spot. And when he woke up in the sleep, he said, at last, I don't know. And God, this was the gate of heaven. And God is here. I never knew. And Jacob took one of the stone. And he made a vow. Verse 20. And Jacob vowed a vow. Saying, if God will be with me. I'm going to list the 4 vows that Jacob made. Is one of the vows that you can also copy and make. If God will be with me, what does that mean? His presence. So Jacob, first part of Jacob's vow, Jacob's vow has 4 important parts that is good for us to learn. The first one is, if you will be with me in this my journey, presence. If your presence will go with me, Jehovah. Second. And you give me protection. You keep me safe in this my way. First is presence. Second is protection. The third one. And you give me provision. You give me bread to eat and clothes or raiment to put on. Presence, protection, provision. The last one. Read on. So that I will return to my father's house in peace. Preservation. Your presence, your protection, your provision, your preservation over me. If you grant me these 4 things, Jehovah,
then shall the Lord be my God.
Then I vow. My vow is you will remain my God. Did you see emotion here? There's no emotion. I'm trying to make you understand that the teaching on God as a covenant-keeping God, God is calling people that will come into divine agreement with him, a sacred agreement with him, a covenant with him. And God says, if only you can enter covenant with me, I will keep my own part of the deal. But I am not telling you as a pastor that when you are entering covenant with God, avoid emotion. Because once you say it to God, it becomes binding on you. It becomes binding. You can't change it. He said, if you will go with me in this journey, you prosper my journey. You protect me. You provide for me bread and raiment, clothes to put on. Then I vow, you will be my God. You will remain my God. It's like saying, God, if you will give me the husband that is destined for me as a lady trusting you for marriage. And there is a battle left and right. There is an altar that vow that you will never marry. You have fasted, you have prayed, and nothing is happening. And the Lord is saying, if only you can pronounce a vow. And I'm telling you that such vow, you don't need to go into emotion and make vows that are not looking seemingly right. And you not say, Lord, if only you will give me your own son as a husband, I vow myself, I'll be a servant in your house. I will serve in your temple all the days of my life. It's easier to say, Lord, I give myself for the church. Like Phoebe in the Bible in Romans 16, I will be the servant of the church. Look at what Jacob said. Jacob said, if only you do all these 14, oh Jacob, 4 things, 4 sensitive things: his presence, his provision, his protection, his preservation. All these things. Jacob said, if you do it for me, I vow, number 1, I will serve you all my life. Read number 2. This stone that I have set for a pillar shall be your house. And everything that you will ever give me in this life, I will surely give my 10%, which is tithe. Surely I will give. Look at what Jacob is doing. Jacob said, if you go with me and do all these things, number 1, I give myself, I understand the covenant of service. I will be your servant. You will be my God. I will worship you all the days of my life. And then this stone that I have put here as a symbol, this place will become Bethel. This place will become your house. It's like I'm laying a block for the building of your house. And then while I drop that stone there as my own contribution to the house of God, which is Bethel, going forward, everything and anything you will ever give me, I will surely give the 10%. Can I tell you one secret to trusting God for opening as a vow? Lord, if you will ever give me work, I will never skip tithing. When you begin the work, you see plenty temptation to skip the tithing. One of the temptations that will come is that you will be doing your normal 10K tithe, 20K tithe, 30K tithe. One day you just see 2 million boop into your account. And you imagine the tithe as 200K. You say, Kai, it's too much. But you are bounded by a covenant. And you are dealing with a God that is a covenant-keeping God. I tell you things that God cannot turn from. I saw Jacob do that though. Hannah said, if you give me a child, that first child, I will give it to him as a tithe. It becomes your own. Jephthah said, if you give me victory, anything that comes out, I will give that thing to you. I'm bringing you back to the underlying similarity in all them. Though it was harsh, because he said, I will give him as a burnt offering. I will burn him on the altar for you. I can imagine Jephthah saying, I know a goat used to come out, maybe one of my favorite dog. The moment he hear my sound outside, he will run. You know, there are pet dogs that are good with the owner. They are close to the owner. Because this is daddy's babe. This is daddy's girl. He is the only child of the house. God is a covenant-keeping God. He will keep his power. Jacob's journey was successful. He returned to the same Bethel. And the place is still called Bethel even up to tomorrow. The God that he make a vow to went with him. And even when his in-law, his uncle Laban, was cheating him, God was with him. You know that the Bible said that when he labored for his uncle for the first daughter, is it the first daughter? Second daughter. He labored for the second daughter because the second daughter seemed to be younger and more beautiful. So he said, I want this girl. And the father said, if you want me to give you my daughter as a wife, you will serve me for 7 years. And the guy served faithfully for 7 years, taking care of the sheep and laboring in the house. After 7 years, instead of them to give him the younger sister, they went and covered the elder sister with veil and say, in our culture, yaya, yanarigan kanwa aure. And when he went and opened the veil in the bedroom just to get to talk with her, he discovered that they give me elder sister. Not be her I labor for, not the younger I labor for. And he cried and complained. And the in-law said, we have already given you. Leah has already come to stay. So what is next? He said, but I love this younger. He said, if you love her truly, Do another 7 years. We'll give you the younger. You can have elder sister and younger, same father, same mother. Mama so there, baba so there. Shikuma, mama she elder sister baba so ne. Kunde kucheche bako so kuya urengi that there. I'm telling you from the Bible now. Do you understand it now? And he labored again. And they gave him, he said, okay, now I have labored 14 years. I want to go back to my country, my father's place. I want to go back to where I came from. So you give me my wife and everything, I will go. The father said, if I'm going to release you like that, I will not give you any inheritance. Do another 7 years so that I can give you some part of the cattle, because the Bible says, and God was with him, and anything Jacob does multiplies. This is Jacob that deceived his brother, the father's blessing, and he came and crowned it all with a vow. And Jehovah uphold the vow. The eyes of God was with him in the house of Laban. And when they were dealing with Laban, Laban said, okay, do Aquia and Diana the baking color nakani. One Diana the foreign color nawani. The God that take this color is your own. The one that take this color belongs to me. So from the next 7 years, we will be differentiating your own and my own. And the Bible says, because the hand of Jehovah was with him, and because the man is a man on covenant, man that have entered covenant with God, man that has a vow hanging over him against the man that is not under covenant, the goat that was allocated to Jacob began to multiply against this one that the owner is putting out. And this one where they were the species that's supposed to multiply more. The game just changed. Nothing prosper a man on a journey with God like a man that understands covenant and enter covenant with God. Tonight, I stand on this altar to say, as a church, this church is not mine. It's Jesus' church. No matter the growth, no matter the height that this ministry will attend, I will never take part of the glory. It's your church, Lord. That guy returned, and God kept all the 4 requests. If God kept that of Hannah, and he kept that of Jephthah, and he kept that of Jacob, he will keep your own. So my message this morning is not for everybody. If you ever see yourself going through anything, please sit down briefly. We are going to pray now. If you ever see yourself going through anything, and if you ever seen anything that you have trusted God to intervene, I look like heaven has been quiet. I gave you one secret today that I introduced to you, the God that is a covenant-keeping God. If only you can enter a covenant with him like Hannah. If only you can enter covenant with him like that of Jacob. You are still free to enter with him like that of Jephthah, but be careful of emotion. I stand on the altar to tell you I lie not. He will come true. Well, why? Because he's a covenant-keeping God. The same way he keeps his own part of the deal, he expects his children to be faithful to their own commitment too. There was a couple that I say they came to us. They have been trusting God for the fruit of the womb. They have traveled to different altars, and it seems to not coming. When they came and we prayed with them in the city room, I say, once I pray with you, go back within yourself, agreed, and make a covenant to God. And I told you the covenant they made. They said, Lord, if you give us a boy child, we will give you this to the church. If you give us a girl child, we will do this. God came through and gave them a boy. Anytime you enter covenant with God is binding. Don't delay remitting your covenant. Don't delay paying your part of the vow. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 4 and 5, and we'll just pray now. Ecclesiastes. Please, anytime you enter covenant with God, be careful of the danger of breaking your covenant. Verse 4. Yes. When thou vowest a vow unto God, don't defy it, don't change it, don't delay it to pay it. He has no pleasure in food. So when you make a vow to God and you fail to fulfill your own part of the deal, God says you are a fool and he has no pleasure in it. Pay that which thou hast vowed. Yes. It's better that you should not vow than you vow and you do not fulfill it. God is God. God is in heaven. You are on the earth. Read verse 1. Anytime you go to the house of the Lord, keep thy food. Be more ready to hear anytime you come to church than to give the sacrifice of fools. Yes. Are you in verse 2 now? Yes. Don't be rash. Don't be like Jephthah. Rash commitment. Fast commitment. Your heart should not be hasty in uttering things before God whenever you are in the house of God. God is in heaven. You are on the earth. Let your word be few. I thank you. I said that to say, I want to give us opportunity to pray. If you have no reason of making vow, don't. But if you ever have anything pressing in your heart that you felt for all this while, you want heaven to come through and it looks as if God is quiet. I give you one secret that heaven cannot resist. Is when you vow a vow to God. And the Bible says when you are in that kind of present house of God and giving such kind of opportunity, don't be too emotional. Don't be too in haste. Don't be too in a hurry to make a vow. But if there's one prayer God cannot turn from, is a vow. What will it cost me if I say, Lord, if you give me a job like Jacob, I will serve. I will not allow the job to take me out of church. So when I see a committed church member doing very well for the Lord, God just give you one job. The rehearsal, you are not coming again. Even the Sunday service, your office is taking you away. And your pastor that love you genuinely cannot look at you and tell you this work is affecting your spiritual life. Oh. He doesn't want you to be offended. And the next thing you change church. The next thing the other pastor is clapping for you. Don't worry. You can be away, just send tithe. No, we are interested in you going to heaven. We are interested in your soul being saved. If anything we negotiate with your service day, there is a question mark on your belief system. As I am standing now, there is no amount of money you will offer me as a salary that require me to go to work on Sunday. Even if you try to give it a better coloration that is after service. I went for a training recently and they came to me and said, pharmacists from government house, we want to have people that will come and train the trainer we are trained. So we are coming to train those that will go to the field. And the training is going to be Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. He said, choose any day. I say, you can give me any day except Sunday. So I went on Saturday. They say, oh, they have forgotten. They did not reach out. The one reached out to me. The other one did not reach out to me. That they are already choosing people for Saturday. But Sunday and Monday is fair. I say, I'm not doing again. I don't need that additional money. I'm serious. I mean it. Because some of us, God wants to honor your requests. But he's scared that if you start seeing money now, we will lose you. And instead of you to go to hellfire as a rich person, Jesus has paid for you. We want you to go to heaven even though wretched on the earth. But those under covenant can be wealthy on the earth and they will pursue this God, serve this God, no matter the wealth God give them because they are in covenant with him. Nothing should take you out of God's presence. Let him see the commitment first. Do I have people in the category of Hannah? That life is mocking you. Situations are mocking you. And you want to come like Hannah to make a vow of service. The vow of Nazareth. The vow of giving the first to God. No matter how precious or good or better it will look. Do you have individuals that will come like Jacob and say, if only you will give me your presence, your protection, your provision, and you come through for me, I will be an instrument in your house. That's why I tell people, when you go to a church where the set man, the pastor, his first interaction with you is that we want to pay you so that you play keyboard. We want to pay you so that you play drum. We want to pay you so that you serve in the house of God. He has shortchanged your commitment to God. He is a hireling, and he's trying to make you a hireling. You are a son. It's like you waking up to sweep your father's house and telling your dad and mom, how much you pay me for sweeping the compound? Dad, how much will you pay me for washing your clothes? Imagine your chon, Eliana, now. Grow up. Is it which one did I call her? Is it the female or the male now? Ian. Ian is the daughter, right? Oh, Ian is a male. Is a Eliana I wanted to mention. Did I pronounce the name well? Imagine she grew up to a certain age now and wake up in the morning and say, Daddy, I come to have a discussion with you. Daddy and Mommy, how much will you be paying me for washing plates? That's what you are telling God. How much will you be paying me for sweeping the compound? Imagine my son now grow up and say, Daddy, I want to be washing your car. What you are paying car washer outside, I want you to be paying me. And as a serious father, I will clap for him and say, I'm paying 115 outside. Don't worry, I will be paying you 115. You have become a hireling. You are not a son. Your first commitment to God is commitment of service. Your first vow to God is vow of service. While I was meditating to God of what to preach and what to say, I said, Lord, you have impressed in my heart to ask them to come with their document and lay on this altar. And I know this altar cannot lie. He said, tell my people, if only they will approach this altar with a covenanted heart, I will come true for them. If you know you have applied for the civil service, I give you opportunity. Just come to the altar, take your position in the altar. We are going to pray. And those that have not, if you are standing for somebody, I'll give you the permission. You kneel on behalf of the person. And then we'll do the prayer. Media, thank you. We can shut down. Lero ziketo bradi zigebola katibelatai. Lambondo kidezo kabalia gado zekede bola kadibeno marana katete bola kata. Friday, once we do that, help me touch the keyboard. Boroto tekete prokoperatai getule barudina lemaragadebena. Just make sure you have a space on the altar. Climb up. That's why I step down. I'm going to be on the altar.